This broadcast will start in 15 seconds. This broadcast will start in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The Voice of Stockton. For more information on The Voice of Stockton, go to thevoiceofstockton.org.
The views and opinions expressed in the following program do not necessarily reflect those of KXVS The Voice of Stockton or its parents, affiliates, management, and staff.
Hey everyone, this is Laura Garcia, founder of Terra Coffee Roasters, and you are listening to Challenge Mode on KXVS The Voice of Stockton.
To Challenge Mode. It's that time again. Usually we do Wednesdays at 6. We have a special episode tonight, Thursday a little after 7, but we were able to try and schedule all these wonderful people that are coming onto the show today to talk about the powwow at UOP. Now, I've graduated from UOP and I've been really involved with UOP, but we're already in the 37th annual powwow, and I haven't heard of this. So all these wonderful ladies are here to tell you about the powwow this Labor Day weekend, what it's about, where it's at. Well, you know it's at UOP, but what the whole event entails, because it's a 3-day event. So I'm going to get right into it with my guests. So we have Sabrina Flores.
Hello.
And we have Mary Castro.
Hello.
And Chris Rosado.
Rosado.
See, I already.
That's okay. I'm used to it by now.
Okay, so we have now. How are the three of you involved with the powwow? How'd you get involved?
I came on board with the powwow back in 1994 as a SUSD parent. At that time, the powwow was connected with Stockton Unified School District NIAC Center on the Edison campus.
Me, since I was a teenager, my mom used to drag us out there. We'd be like, oh, no. It was, as a teenager. And then I got my children involved. So.
Yeah, your Auntie Carol was working at the center when I started coming back in 94.
My Auntie Carol worked in the center, yep.
And I sat 4 desks behind your mom at work.
And they also had a group out there at Delta College as well.
Yeah, they did at one time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember that. And at one time, UOP had its own group, but over the years, it just kind of faded.
Yeah.
And then we ended up merging here about 3 years ago now. 4 years ago, we merged fully with UOP.
Yeah, fully with UOP.
Yes, and I have the kind of like same experience as Mary has. You know, as a youth, being in a Native program, and then since a little girl, and then as a teenager, and then a parent also, and then later on being in the committee. So it's been a while, and then my parents used to take us to the powwows before they were at Webster, Edison.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of history here.
So let the people know kind of what exactly happens at this 3-day event. What's going to happen over these 3 days this Labor Day?
We're going to gather and celebrate ourselves, the differences amongst the various tribes that we have represented. We have people coming from out of state, up north, down south, all over to attend or also to be vendors. And a lot of it is just keeping our traditions alive, our ways alive, showcasing our variants within the community, and educating the public in general that we're not all what you see on Hollywood and old spaghetti westerns.
Not just that, our young youth that
Bring
have never
along.
experienced a powwow. This is going to be some of them's their first time.
Yeah.
Right.
And, they need to know their culture and their heritage and experience all that.
And that is the Native way, sharing our culture. If you look at our history, we shared it with, the settlers, We believe that our youth and our families need to have their identities and learn their sacred dances and rituals, and to be a part of their community. It's a learning experience for everyone.
So over the course of these 3 days, are there different things that are happening each day?
Oh, yeah, we have different stuff that happens every day. We start each session with what we call gourd dancing, which is a blessing of the grounds by the Gourd Society. And then we have our grand entry. And I think the grand entry, somebody said, started from like Wild Bill West show kind of thing. And we've kind of taken it and ran with it. And it's how we acknowledge and introduce our head staff, visiting royalty, and the different dance categories come in, behind those folks. And we bring in our own flag and the American flag as well. We bring in our Eagle staff. We have a very large, we're a very patriotic group when it comes to our veterans. And so we have the different branches of service. We bring their flags, the POW, MIA flag, all of that in. And it's quite a pageant when we do our grand entries, but to us it's just the beginning of the event, getting it going, kind of our kickoff, if you will. We are going to have the new superintendent of schools, John D.C., introduce himself to our local community. He's been really good to us so far, and he has a pretty good track record with the Native American, Latino communities, and so we want to give him a chance to introduce himself to our local community. Around 6:30, 7 o'clock, we'll be changing our princess coronation from the past princess to our new incoming princess. And of course, we're going to have intertribal dancing, and we'll have exhibitions and everything.
Different drum groups.
Different drum groups. Saturday, we'll start with the gourd dancing again, the grand entry. And all the different categories will do an exhibition dance to show what they do in their own category. As well as there'll be some specials. There'll be some Ashika dancers coming in to do a special for, I believe it's our head tiny tot girl, Allie's little girl. And then during dinner break, we have a special treat this year, I hear. We have, what's he call himself?
Thug Dork.
Thug Dork coming to do a rated G.
Okay, yeah.
Rated G
okay.
comedy set for us. And we have a traditional meal. And then the powwow will start back up. And we'll go to about 10 o'clock because Stockton does have the, noise ordinance. And then we start again on Sunday. We'll have specials. We'll have contest dancing. And then at the very end of the powwow on Sunday, we'll have the awards of first, second, third place in the various categories for the dancers.
Competitions.
And this event's free, right?
Yes, it's free.
So anybody can go to this.
Bring their lawn chairs.
Yeah, well, okay, so now I'm familiar with UOP campus. So where is all of this going to be on the campus?
If you go to our Facebook page, it's Stockton Community Powwow on Facebook. I posted a picture of the campus, the map enlarged, and the easiest parking is going to be parking lot number 4, coming in off of Pershing side. And then we'll be in the grass and the sidewalk area right there by the main gym.
Okay.
And so that's where I dropped the pin on the map so people could find us easiest.
Okay.
But parking lot 4 looks
But
like
you'll
your
be able
best
to hear
bet.
us.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well,
you'll be able to hear us, and
drums,
you'll
right?
see our dancers.
Yes.
You'll know.
Oh, yeah.
So what, for each one of you kind of were slowly integrated into this process of powwow, how involved are you, like each one of you? Like how much are you doing for this event? Like, are you like organizing the whole thing, or?
It's
a combination.
Chair.
Yeah, she's the chair. She's
wearing
boss
different
lady.
hats.
She's boss lady.
I try to
Yes,
boss
she is.
nicely, though.
Yes, you do.
Actually, I may have the title of chair. That means I get to organize it. But there's not one aspect I could do of it without these guys and the rest of my committee. Because we're in the process of rebuilding our committee and bringing our numbers back up. And everybody on the committee has pitched in and done this or done that, organized this aspect or that aspect. And you just can't ask for a better group. Just the involvement is like, we're really integrated into this and committed to this. It's not like, oh, well, I do this and you do that.
Right.
We just what do you need done? Okay, let's get this done.
Team.
What can we do for this? Oh, hey, did you think about that?
Put
And
our
it just
skills
really
together.
works.
Exactly.
Yes.
We really teamwork and network
Yes.
well together. And it's phenomenal. It's one of the
Unity.
best powwow committees that we've had in years.
And what's the most challenging thing about putting together an event, a 3-day event of this caliber? Are these normally 3 days?
Yes, most powwows are 2 or 3 days,
Yeah.
depending upon the location and what weekend it is. Especially around holiday weekends like ours. Ours has always traditionally been a 3-day event. And we've had the other ones that they'll do it around Memorial Day weekend. So it's
4th of July.
They've always been 3-day events. A lot of them, If it's a smaller community and it's just a regular weekend and they are kind of remote, they'll just do a 1-day powwow. And then other places will do a 2-day powwow because there's no holiday Friday or holiday Monday to give people travel time.
So what's the anticipation for an event like this on a Labor Day when you have probably people, traveling to other things? Like, is there a high kind of anticipation for a lot of people
We
to
still
come out?
pull a pretty good crowd, especially among our own Native community, because we are at our 37th annual without any breaks. And our general public will fluctuate. Like last year, attendance was down because of the 113 degrees heat. But this year, we're going to have nice, maybe 90-degree weather. So we're anticipating quite a bit of people coming out. And I've been getting phone calls from any and every area code in the state of California. My last 3 days, my phone has been ringing off the hook with area codes I've never even really seen before. And every age group, diversity that you can think of. We've really peppered the community, the outlying areas, everywhere we go visit. Anybody going down south or anywhere to another powwow, we're taking flyers, we're handing them out. We've flooded our local area with them in events and stuff like that. From Tracy, Manteca to where's all the places you've traveled?
They went Turlock.
Turlock, Ceres, Modesto.
But not just that, Facebook has
Facebook,
been huge
Yes.
On
success.
different groups, that are who doesn't love a powwow? Who doesn't appreciate Native American culture? So it's passed around. The Mexican American community, or per se the Chicano community, which is the same. Even the Asian community.
Oh, okay.
Our
Asian
local
community.
communities are very supportive.
The Filipino. So,
Oh, yeah.
And not just that, but Facebook is being flooded with Indian taco recipes, and people are like, "Well,
Yes.
I've never had one of those." Well, you need to come to our powwow. You'll
We
get
got two of
one.
the
We
best.
love
We
to
got two of the
share.
best cooks there.
We love to give the experience.
Well, let's talk about that experience. What kind of vendors can we expect, and the kind of food that you're serving here?
We have two of the best taco booths around.
Susie
And
Wilson and
Sandra
West.
And then we have a delicious barbecue booth.
Yes, we do. C&M
Yes.
Castro barbecuing.
And we have
Yes.
Nicole
Tri-tip sandwiches. Delicious.
quit making me hungry. We also have Nicole coming with her kettle corn. I've had it out at the Tracy Farmers Market. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Then we have snow cones.
Snow
and
cones by us.
We're going to have like 8 different flavors. And I took an order for the different flavors from the powwow group last night. We jotted them all down.
The best ones.
Yes.
And
But
then,
it's a lot of multicultural booths that we're going to have. Arts and crafts
Yes.
vendors, T-shirt vendors. That
we're even having the succulent lady come.
Yes.
She belongs to one of the tribes from back
Yes.
east.
Oh, wow.
And we're having, we have some Central American vendors that come as
Yes.
well.
but they get to purchase native products.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And they're
And
native made.
represent their native pride by buying a native T-shirt that says Native Pride on there.
With the UOP Tiger.
Oh, there you go.
And
Exactly.
UOP volunteers, students. That's what's awesome, too.
Oh, okay.
Some of the sororities come out and help us.
Yeah.
A couple years ago, the swim team came and spent all day in our fry bread booth at our February powwow, and they were just a wonderful
Yeah,
help.
amazing students.
Yeah. Wonderful campus. We work with Dr. Inez Ruiz Houston. And it's not that, we just work with her. She's fully fledged into the powwow committee. We are like in a full partnership with her.
Yeah.
And
She's
Yopi, and
amazing.
wonderful.
She's phenomenal.
Amazing.
She runs
Just-
El Centro, the Latino diversity outreach
Yep.
there at UOP. And those kids help us all the time too. They're just
Yes.
wonderful.
They sure are.
So you're having it at UOP, but in past years, has it been at UOP, or how long has it been at UOP?
We have been at UOP about 15 years now, but prior to that, it was overseen by Stockton Unified Indian Education and Dale Fleming. And about 4 years ago, the federal government says, "Oh, you guys can't do that no more."
Oh.
So we had to separate, and UOP embraced us, and we've been able to keep going. And thank Creator, by His grace, that we've not missed a year in 37 years.
Oh, I think that's great. So, and it sounds like there's a very positive working relationship with UOP, which I think feels very important for this event. Now, it seems like a lot of the vendors are going to have handcrafted items that they can get.
Beadwork,
beadwork.
T-shirts that are personalized, hats that are beaded and or personalized. There's going to be some pottery. There's going to be silver work.
Drums?
Yes,
You're
yes.
the drum vendor?
Mr. Flitty's coming.
Mm-hmm.
He makes all his drums. Some of them he paints, some of them are plain. His wife actually beads the drumsticks that you get from him that are beaded, and it's all native owned and created.
And different type of native jewelry, you know, like they said,
Yeah.
Navajo, Zuni. You know, there's a lot of, you know, that's another thing that's awesome about powwows. You keep going, it's knowledgeable to see what jewelries there are. After a while, you can be able to make comparisons. So it's a learning experience, you know, a family event. I encourage, you know, families to come out.
But there's also vendors that carry products to make your own.
Yes, that's
Oh.
also.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
we
Mr.
cast
Vince.
on.
Yes,
Yep.
Mr. Vince. He
Yes.
brings his supplies, his soapstone carving kits, deer hides, you name
It's
it.
like going to a trade post.
Yes, exactly.
Will they actually
it's a
be
traveling trade
will-
post. It's
will
somewhere
they be
every
doing
weekend
that?
different.
Will they be actually doing that? Like, will they actually be like have like a demonstration of stuff that they do?
Vince usually has one of his soapstone kits out, and he'll putz with it to show people what it is, you know, because they're looking at this kit
Yeah.
like, what is this kit? So he'll usually have one out and that he's been working on, or he'll let them touch and feel and see what it is, you know, so they can see what it is before they purchase it.
I think Vince has been there all 37 years.
Yes.
Him
Pretty much.
and Maggie
Wow.
Mullen, I think, have been there all 37
He's
years.
a
Yes.
veteran.
He's a
Yeah.
veteran.
Wow. And then you have the dancers and the drummers and you know, all kinds of people coming from all over, huh? So
yeah.
what's the most exciting part after being a part of this for so many years? Like every year, like what excites you the next time around?
Getting to see how big the kids have gotten.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when you
Exactly.
see those kids that were kids with your kids, and they're now parents, and you're like,
And their babies are dancing.
oh my gosh,
It's
I remember when you were the
amazing.
tiny tie.
It is
It's-
amazing.
To see it going on and to see it help keep our kids out of trouble and aware of their history and their culture and their ways. And not just to be lost into mainstream
The traditional
Anglo-American
ways.
society.
It's pride.
Yeah,
It's
pride
they're
too.
so prideful.
Self-identity.
Do you have keynote speakers? Like, are you gonna have like any kind of speakers?
We have an MC
Okay.
that kind of keeps us flowing and ongoing. We also have an arena director that keeps everybody where they need to be and you know, navigating the way we need to get ourselves conducted and staying on track. We do run on Indian time, which is anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes late, give or take.
Okay. Okay.
I think the only really keynote speakers we have is when somebody has a special, they'll ask somebody else in the community, either an elder woman or an elder man or somebody they respect very much, to get up and speak for them and explain why they're having a special and say a little bit about them. So our definition of a keynote speaker varies a bit from mainstream, but pretty much it's the same.
Honoring.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so, kind of tell everyone a little bit about your involvement in the community, because each one of you, I think, does a little something different. You're involved in different things. Kind of let people know, like, where you're from and what you're doing in the community now.
Go ahead, Mary, start.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, I work for Washoe TANF, and which is a TANF agency for Native American families. That's what I do. And I also, my children used to dance, but we went into mourning, so they stopped for a while, and they've outgrown the regalia, so now Mom has to make new regalia. I'm like, I got to make more material put on there. But other than that, doing my volunteer work and with Stockton Community Powwow, and also I sweat at Three Rivers Lodge on Friday nights with the women's group, and I also help with their powwow as well.
Okay.
I work for San Joaquin County Human Services. Eligibility worker there. I've been there 25 years.
I don't know, a long time.
I'm originally from Calaveras County, and I can remember attending powwows as a kid, but we were so far out, it was few and far between, and if we attended anything, it was a big time.
Yeah, which is different.
We've been coming down here to intertribal powwows since Sierra was about 3. Both my kids danced. My daughter Sierra was the princess at 3 Rivers one year. We have a family sweat lodge that we attend. Just now my granddaughter's out there dancing, and she just had her coming out at our February powwow. So we're just keeping it going, just moving it forward. And
good.
Helping, making regalia for whoever needs it as we go.
We work together. Everybody
It has
does
to be a group
something. Yep.
effort.
Yeah, that's true. And I'm Sabrina Flores, and I work at Stockton Unified School District, Native American Indian Center, and this is where these parents come to get some of their resources.
Right.
You know, that's what's amazing where I work. We are there for the Native community here in Stockton, the Stockton Unified School District students, and Johnson O'Malley. So when our parents need resources like beading material, they come to us. It's very enjoyable. Also, too, I've been going to powwows all my life. My family's from the Southwest, so Texas, New Mexico, Arizona. So it's been in my blood, you know, so just going and Stockton powwows and outside of Stockton. So I grew up since I can remember, you know.
On the powwow highway.
Yeah, the powwow
Powwow
highway.
Trail.
Yeah.
So for someone that's not familiar with the culture or have never been to a powwow, kind of how would you describe that to somebody who's not familiar with that at all? Like what can they expect?
It's
like
a drug and alcohol free event. It's family friendly, family orientated. It's a beautiful event. It's there's to watch, to participate, the pageantry that's involved, and then the different nuances and moves of the different dancers in the different dance categories is just phenomenal. And when you see some of them, you're like, how'd they do that? You know, because they've got such grace and athleticism all rolled together, and especially some of the northern men. It's like when they're dancing, they're telling a story, and it really comes out. You know, and you get really enthralled with it. It's just beautiful.
The imitation dances of animals, insects, you know. It's beautiful. I mean, it's nature, you know. It's just with the way when they have their regalia and the way they move, you know, the grass dance and when the girls move
With their jingles.
Their jingles, you know, every step
And
they
it's a
take.
healing song there, yeah.
So
Healing style.
healing, and the drum too. You can even go by the drum, your legs start moving. You know, it just has a positive energy. It's hard to explain. I encourage families to come out and just experience it. It's beautiful. It's very
And
beautiful.
it's free.
And it's
We have
free.
free parking,
Yeah.
free admission.
parking,
It's a
yes.
family-friendly environment. Bring your fold-up chair, your camp chair.
Relax.
Grab
Enjoy
a taco,
the music.
some barbecue, and
Entertainment.
relax.
Yeah.
So now, because this is a 3-day event, where do vendors go? Do you
Some of
stay
our-
on campus? Or?
Some of the people camp. Some
Okay.
people come in RVs. Some of the people stay in general local hotels, or they'll stay. I've heard of Airbnb a few times from a couple of people this year. Or they have family, friends, powwow family that live here locally, so they'll crash on somebody's couch. And if they're close enough, they'll just drive home.
Yeah. No, and so now let's talk a little bit about this great resource over at Stockton Unified, because I think a lot of that's always a key thing.
Yes.
Parents need resources. They want to know a little bit more, be involved with the each school district. So kind of talk about what this program is and kind of what parents can expect from that.
Well, it's educational, it's cultural education. So, for example, me and my co-workers, we did a presentation. California Natives, a lot of the schools are doing the missions. California missions this month.
Chumash, Southern California.
And the awareness, you know, and the things that they wore and the way they, you know, because you got to remember too, a lot of natives didn't have war in their vocabulary. You know, like people think on, like she said, TV, Hollywood. So,
Spaghetti westerns.
yes. So we go in there and educate, and also too we let the children know, because they get interested. They see all these different things that the California tribes had. You know, their baby baskets, their furs, their tule shoes, and they want to experience powwows. So we let them know that they can go. You know, leave it with their teacher, and their teacher will, you know, they're interested also. So it's educational. So what we do also too is we provide services. like just say before we used to do tutoring. Now we don't. So we let our parents know and our families know that there's tutoring services outside of Stockton Unified. And we work with predominantly Native American students in Stockton Unified. It's an amazing program. We give out resources like back to school night. We had folders, pencils, rulers,
little book bag, pencil box.
Pencil
boxes. I got one for my granddaughter.
But it makes them feel special.
I was going to say that because when I talk about it, I get the warmth. It's you see those families, like she said at the powwow. Our center is a connection to the powwow, connection to Osho Tanif. You know the families, you know your community. When you're walking on campus at Edison and you see the students, hi, because you just see them at Osho or you see them in the powwow, and you see them grow up, and then we encourage them to participate in their culture by getting into the powwow dancing, and getting involved. Like we have another member that in the community, Candy Vargas and Shadowhawk. They do dance and drum. We have a lot of our kids from Stockton Unified participate, and they're now able to travel to other powwows and share the experience and the culture. So we're more of the hub. And then we have, like I said, Washoe Tanif, powwow community, dance and drum. So we're building. We're building. We're growing. So
our community.
But we teach as we're going. Everybody learns. There's something
Giving
we all
back.
pick up. Yep.
Because you got to remember too, in Native American education, we all come from different tribes, and we all have something to put out on the table. So we learn from each other, and share our experiences and stuff. And that can be difficult sometimes because remember we've got some of our tribes have different ways,
systems,
but we have to come together as people and love.
And they might not have been best friends traditionally.
Yes.
And in the state of California, it's my understanding. I don't know what the current numbers are, but Stockton Unified has the highest student body population in the Title VII. Or not, Title IX now, I believe it is, and the Johnson O'Malley Native American student population. But we have no reservations, rancheries, colonies, or reserves within San Joaquin County boundaries. But we are a huge melting pot to our Native American community. And
all different tribes here.
All different. And then also identity too. The Native Center, our educational part is identity. If they're Chumash. If they're California Miwok, Southwest, we educate those children. We find out what their needs, what they need. Also to build them. Also help them with our goal is to get them to graduate high school and also to further education into the university.
That's why I think bringing it to UOP was such a great idea because so many kids want to attend universities now. And there's other agencies like they'll take them to different universities, like Manteca Unified does that. They take them to Berkeley, they take them to Stanford, and they let them walk around the
Linda
campuses.
Voorhees' program over there.
Linda Voorhees,
she's wonderful. She's our counterpart for Stockton Unified, but she's Manteca Unified. And Linda Voorhees, I've known her, too long to say, but she started her program down there from the grass up.
Yes.
And she's done a beautiful job with those kids, and she just really, truly loves those kids and just gives it her all.
Like where I'm at, Destiny's the contact for Path to College. She works with the students one by one. She knows the whole system, how to get a letter in their grants, scholarships, what school they want. She's more of her style is more counseling.
Okay.
Academic too. Mine is more with the younger students from preschool all the way to 8th grade.
Okay.
Mine's a little different. Mine's small groups, and I put them where their needs are. Sometimes I have special ed, maybe 2 at a time, but I still introduce Native, not curriculum, teachings.
Okay.
Because we don't have a curriculum base.
Right.
But we do have a specialist that's an educator. She's a credentialed teacher. We're proud to have her, Miss Terry Johnson.
There you go.
Yes.
She's a former parent, a former educational aide through the Indian Center, and she's also currently a grandparent in our Indian education program.
Okay.
And she's our new head person at the Indian Center. because Dale retired after 100 million years.
Yeah. And then also, too, I was a parent, too. Well, not just in the program, parent also, and on the parent board. And what's so amazing with this program also, too, we, as educators that are in the program, we are able to go to national conventions that teach Native American curriculum through different subjects.
Okay.
Because Native American students, there's a teaching style for them.
Okay.
So those workshops and are
Like
very
they were
important.
They were doing geometry with the star quilt pattern when I went to national conference back in the late 90s. So they're adapting the current curriculum criteriums, but to what connects our kids to
Yes.
it.
Oh, okay.
They learn differently.
Okay.
Learn differently through hand, touching, feeling, all the senses, They, but we understand that there at the Native Center. Also, too, our parents get to go on these trips to get educated, too, and to pass it on. So this program is very, very unique, and it's very enriched, too. So I'm proud to work there. I went from working in a preschool and then being a parent, and then now I'm staff.
There you go.
So I liked it. I really like it.
Now, see, I would have called you our community outreach
Oh, that
Yeah.
too.
specialist.
Yeah, I would definitely say that.
Well, you know what? That word comes from when I used to work in the preschools, Head Start. I'm a natural.
Now, in the school district, with what you're doing, and that's very unique, do you think other districts will adopt something like this, you think, down the road? Or is there something in place out there very similar?
Manteca Unified has the
Yeah,
same
they
thing.
have one.
Different, I don't know about Lodi.
I don't know what Lodi Unified does. I know in Calaveras Unified, overall, there's not a large population when you step aside from the West Point School. So their Indian education, their Johnson O'Malley is all concentrated up at the West Point Elementary School.
Okay.
My youngest daughter attended Jenny Lind Elementary, and they couldn't offer her nothing because we weren't up in West Point. We were out in Jenny Lind, which is just outside of Valley Springs, past Linden. Every school district does their own thing with it if they have it, and we're blessed to have the best.
Yes.
So what do you anticipate for down the road with this program? Now, obviously it's growing, and it's going to continue to grow, but what do you think
Our high
you'll
school
see?
graduation rate is it's really come up in the last few years, and just to expand that and grow that. And
More resources for them. Maybe one day our own bus, Stockton Unified, though. You know what I mean? Through Stockton Unified.
Well, they have a summer school program.
A
There's
summer
just
school
so
program,
much
yes.
opportunity. So much opportunity.
They get to go to field trips, and it has to be educational. We did one with nature and science. So we went to San Francisco Museum over there and
The
got
science.
to the Science Museum. And I mean, man, it's an amazing program. That's all I have to say. Come visit us. We're on Edison campus.
Yeah.
Portable 105.
Okay.
I'll talk you.
There you go. Edison
It's
campus.
Destiny Revis, and we have our
Miss Terry.
new one, Miss Erica, and we have Terry Johnson. She's been in the district for years, but now she's our
She will also be a vendor at our powwow.
Yes.
Oh, there you go.
And a good one. That's my
So
favorite.
what does Terry have?
She
She has all
has-
kinds of goodies.
Oh, she has the prettiest Christmas ornaments that she
Yes.
hand makes. They look almost like cave art or petroglyph art. Horses and bears, and she does babies in a
Her table
Cradle
art.
board.
Rock
Really?
It's never
Yeah, it's rock
something.
art.
It's always
Rock
something
art.
new. It's a surprise.
she has silver
Yeah.
and beadwork as
But
well.
she also makes handmade dolls.
And then she
Yes.
has
Oh,
she has her
wow.
doll. She has her baby dolls, and then she
Very
has
creative.
Mike Higashi, who's one of our former students, and he's also come back as a consultant at various times and taught the younger kids how to do different arts and crafts. He makes the most phenomenally beautiful traditional dolls from the different tribes, and he donated one to us as a raffle prize.
Oh.
So if you check
California
out Stockton
one's
Community
nice.
Powwow Facebook page, you'll see this beautiful, is it a traditional doll?
It's a traditional doll.
Traditional dancer, and all the beadwork on it, the whole doll, everything he made from hand by scratch.
Yeah.
And
So
he's
we're
one of our
still
former
selling tickets
students
as well.
and we
Oh.
still have raffle tickets
Oh,
available.
still have raffle
Yes,
tickets.
Yes.
And we have what's that, a 50
And Ben bought
50-inch
some.
TV.
a 50-inch TV
Oh,
as
okay.
well, and then all of our vendors donate something towards the raffle table. Plus, we have stuff that we've gathered from outside of the area, outside of the just the vendors and the TV. But we have a big, beautiful wedding vase.
Yeah.
We have a watercolor painting that's probably 1.5 by 2 feet or so. That that
Very
horse
surprised,
watercolor.
but we're still selling tickets.
and Mary is our lead salesperson at this moment in
Yes.
time.
Oh.
I want to be Powell Princess.
Is that what that is? Is whoever sells the most is the Power
No,
Princess?
part of the
No.
princess contest, part of the requirement for that, besides the good grades, the essay,
Yes.
the interview, and their cultural to their specific tribe knowledge, is the part of it is the raffle sales tickets, and then they get a percentage of their sales back.
Okay.
And if we had a powwow queen category, Mary would be the queen.
And I'm just the flyer girl, remember?
You are the community outreach coordinator.
There you are.
Community outreach. But I love to pass out flyers.
Yeah. And you've been passing them out everywhere.
Yes.
everywhere.
I've seen this flyer.
Even East Main Drive-In.
Oh, they got the best
Yes.
crinkly cut fries. Oh, sorry. Yes, we like East Main Drive
Yeah.
food. It's good.
So before we wrap up, what's the out of doing this for so many years, what is the most fascinating thing you've learned about, maybe it was something that you learned about yourself through this for your own, identity or culture, or what was it that really stood out to you over, volunteering for this and putting this together?
I think mine was public speaking, because I can talk to anybody like on a face-to-face, one-on-one basis, and we can chop it up and shoot the whole bejesus out of something. But to stand up in front of a large group was something I struggled with through high school, when I would have to do public addresses in high school. And over the years here at the powwow, they've snookered me a few times, so now I'm okay with it. It's not as frightening. It helped me overcome that fear.
I'm shy.
Yeah.
If you guys know me, you guys know I'm not like that. No, actually, I think my thing is it's the pride.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, yes,
Yeah.
I'm Native. These are my people.
Yeah.
And you listen to the music and you feel it and you just know, that's your people. Those are my
That sense
people.
of belonging is
Yeah.
so strong.
I belong here, you know.
And how you're embraced by your culture, your community is just beautiful.
But you see, it's your family. They become you see these people after powwow, they're your family. They're no longer your friends. They're your family. That's what it means to me. That's what I love about it.
Definitely.
Yes. I could say for me it's the pride. Always the pride. And to want to empower our community. Our community, things that I've done outside of the Native community that I want to bring back. I think I was telling Ms. Chris today, I have a feeling that we're going to prosper and good. Not saying that we're bad.
I just want all these kids, all the youth, to know this is who you are. Be proud.
These are the people who you come from.
And respect other diversities.
Yeah.
Like my own children, I tell them, just because you're native to this continent, indigenous, aboriginal, original people, whatever you want to call it, you do never disrespect anyone else.
Right.
That's coming in your home. That's not the native way.
There's so many multicultural.
Yes.
I mean, we're not just
Beautiful.
one. I'm sorry. I'm Filipino too. It's just embrace it all.
Yeah.
Love who you are.
Yes. Racial
take
pride.
Exactly. Take pride in who you are, and this is part of you.
And then not in a radical way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Racial pride in a loving way. Be proud of who you are, wherever you come from. And I always push it to being an educator in the Native Center, that I never discuss anything with hate and anger.
Oh, you can't own that negative.
Yeah.
You
You
can't.
can't borrow that negativity at
No.
all. It doesn't
Right.
get you anywhere.
And that's what's great about this is when I heard about it and you were talking to me about how this was all coming together, it was very, very positive, and I think this is gonna, again, I wasn't familiar with it, but I think it's incredible that you've been able to create this really great relationship with UOP and have this continue in the community. So now it's just getting the word out there still, and
Yes.
how and the reception seems to be very good.
Oh, I've had people from 13 to 80 call me today. One lady called me, I think it was yesterday. Her and her friends are in their 70s. They're wildly funny, by the way. They had a Saudi exchange student stay with them while he was going to university up in Sacramento, and he's going home to finish his master's degree part of it because of finances. But they're making sure they bring him on Sunday so he can see what the real America is.
Oh, there we go.
And these ladies that are bringing him and the one gentleman are all in their 70s, and they just sound like a wild hoot. I hope I'm that energetic and vibrant at 73.
They were my peoples.
Exactly. But, you know, I had a young girl reach out to me on Facebook with a couple questions. You know, I answered her questions. She's like, all right, great. See you guys there. You know, I've even had more response and more inquiries from out-of-state people than
But you don't have to be native to come.
Oh, no.
Anybody
Anybody,
can
yeah.
come.
Yeah.
Please,
No, yeah.
please come.
Yeah, well, like the
Enjoy the
ladies
fun.
that are coming from SAC, I don't know what ethnicity they are. I didn't ask, but they're just excited as all get out to bring this boy from Saudi, you know, to come and see what it is before he goes home, to share our culture with him. And 83-year-old lady called me today, and I had to give her the whole rundown. She's all right, I'll be there. It's like, okay, I'll be the one running around like a chicken with her head cut off. We'll be there waiting for you. But the response, not just from here in Stockton, but from all over this part of the state, has just been phenomenal. And like I said, I've even had inquiries from out of state, people from Arizona.
And more resource booths we're having this year. That's what's
we've got
amazing too.
lots of resource
I'm
booths
going to be
this
there
year.
on Friday, be in the centers, you know, so
We have
I'm excited.
California Travel TANF, Washoe TANF,
the one from
Miwok, Modesto.
We have SEIU going to be there. We have a lady coming from Sacramento, and I can't remember the initials, but they do, it's not oncology, but it's some medical thing. They're coming to do some reach out. And the Lions Club, outreach, not, yeah, I said it backwards, but that's okay. I do that. The Lions Club, like I said, SEIU. There's probably 9 or 10 information booths, community information booths.
I mean, I was getting phone calls.
Yeah.
You know, I want a booth. I mean, it's you know, like I've been in the powwow community forever. I was raised in it. But what I'm trying to say is that, wow, I never seen so much attention like this. And
This year is phenomenal, and we want to keep the momentum
Well,
going.
we
It's
used to
gonna
be
be
really
big.
big at one time, and then it just kind of, but now we're bringing it back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're
Well,
going to make it
this
big
is
again.
great. I think this will be a positive event. I know we're going to be out there Saturday, so we'll see you all out there. For anybody that wants or needs more information, you can go on your Facebook, and
It's Stockton Community Powwow. We have a Facebook page, and if you pull up the flyer, my phone number's on there, and my phone rings off the hook. But I have a charger,
But
so
you
we're
can
okay.
reach them on Facebook. They're all 3 of them are on Facebook. So if you want to, feel free to message, you know, and ask more questions. Well, thank you all for coming on the show and talking about this amazing event at UOP, the Powwow event. And hopefully all of you can get out there this weekend if you've got time in Stockton. So we'll see you next time. We have a lot of great guests coming up on September for the month. So we've got a lot of women entrepreneurs, so stay tuned. Check our Facebook page. You want to contact any of these ladies and learn more about the powwow, we'll have the information in the description on the Facebook. All right? Thank you.
Thank you for having us. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
It's gonna be nice.
It is fun.
Yes, it is.
Tell me, is that enough for you?
I know we've had our problems, and trust me, love, I know this